Hey, we're back with another lazy cresendex reaction. Why Minecraft peaceful mode is terrifying. Oh no. Also, seems like this video is just popping off. What the heck, cresendex? Let's try to milk a bit of the views.
Minecraft single player.
Okay, right.
You feel like you're
Calm
being
down.
watched.
Like,
if you've ever walked through a dark forest at night or heard a noise deep in a cave while mining, you might have felt like something was off.
I don't actually hear the noises much anymore because I usually have like music and sounds really low and just listen to some other songs from YouTube Music in the background or podcasts and that kind of stuff. So I guess I don't really get creeped out. Although years ago when I did play, like, for example, single player on peaceful mode, that was like how many years? Oh, but 2014, 2012, around that time, I did play more like Minecraft. I'll say peaceful at first because bruh, mobs were very scary back then. Although I guess even peaceful mode, especially with headphones on, all can be very scary because there's no one else.
Minecraft can sometimes have has been reported several times throughout Minecraft's
especially if you don't use Fulbright.
But why is it there? The sheer loneliness of Minecraft single player and the weird feeling that
is Minecraft scarier on the older versions, because like there's like textures here and a different kind of lighting maybe compared to older versions where it's just stone. And though I guess that also depends on your own preference, depends on the person which version might be on the scarier part.
That can come from that
obviously older versions have less in them, so they might be scary.
Forum posts throughout the years all making reference to a similar feeling people had while playing this seemingly innocent game. It's no surprise
it's
then
unknown.
that this scary side to Minecraft, always present in the background, has inspired imaginations all across the internet. Legends and myths like Herobrine have popped up as creepypastas, sure, but also as a sort of outlet to justify this strange feeling that Minecraft worlds can have. It's why so many people find the beta version of the game even more scary than modern Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess makes sense because earlier versions had less mobs. So like, for example, you couldn't find goats. Like, in earlier versions there were no goats, no horses, none like that. Peaceful mode, very scary because there's nothing around, especially at nighttime. Nighttime technically shouldn't be scary if there's no mobs. Like, it should be all safe, but because there's nothing, because there's no one, it's like very scary, very spooky. Ah, no, let me go to bed.
Feeling of loneliness, and yet holding on to this feeling you're being watched is
also render distance. Seems like the render distance really does a lot
later.
because of the fog.
It's this loneliness when you are truly left alone in this world that's so terrifying. It's why Minecraft's
when you're bad at Minecraft, walk real slow, because when you're good and watch, sprint jump, hardcore parkour, then like it's not very scary because you just skip through it all. But when you start playing Minecraft and you don't know anything, then yeah, obviously that could be more scary.
Peaceful mode is actually the scariest, or at least that's what you might think. See, it isn't just the loneliness that makes Minecraft peaceful mode so terrifying. It's the feeling of not being alone when you know you should be.
Yeah, I guess
like there's someone else hiding in your
especially
world.
I mean, multiplayer, so yeah, not as much, but like in single player, because there's no one else around.
The game with no threats, no monsters, do you feel the most unsettled?
Who built that?
Why is peaceful mode so terrifying?
Very scary. I guess yeah, cresendex does make essay videos. That was literally the intro of this, and now there's gonna be the content, and at the end the ending intro. Content ending. I wonder how many paragraphs
there will be. Stone blocking your ascent to the surface.
Well, that's real.
You hear the echoing of your footsteps, the gentle flow of water in the distance.
Make torches.
It's completely quiet. When all of a sudden an unsettling
you're supposed to
plays. You go deeper, and eventually you run out of torches, leaving you alone in complete darkness. It is in these scenarios that one may feel a sharp sense of unease. It's not the feeling of knowing you're going to be attacked by monsters.
You don't know. You have no idea what's
something that
around.
Makes you turn to check your back, knowing there shouldn't be anything there.
There shouldn't.
But you have a bad feeling regardless. Minecraft is full of these moments where you can't help but be unsettled.
Especially in caves, because there's like some cave sound effects in the game, coded in the game to sometimes just play.
I can't help when playing peaceful mode to look over my shoulder. Whenever I was in a cave, I always had a weird urge to check to see if anything was following me. I would have no idea what exactly I was checking for.
I mean, I guess that just means you're not super into mining caves, because when I mine, I don't look back. I don't have time for that. I see ores, I run. Hoo-hoo-ha. There's also a difference in mentality. One person might look around the caves all very scary, while the other, ooh, ore, ooh, iron, coal, diamonds, just speedrunning. Again, also, the difference in the way you play also depends on your knowledge. Because if you don't know anything, obviously everything's gonna be scary. Like, when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, that probably, yeah, everything did seem more scary. I shifted more and looked around. For example, like, what if I step on gravel? But now, because I've been playing Minecraft for so long, it's not as scary.
Or shouldn't be.
Also, I am not good with horror, so like I'm not actually done the deep dark because it's so scary.
Need to watch my back at all times. I can't exactly describe why I feel this way, and why many others have reported similar feelings, even in regular Minecraft. But unlike in regular Minecraft, where this feeling is constantly suppressed from the attacks of mobs, here in peaceful mode, there is no barrier.
What would the deep dark be in peaceful mode? Because like, you know, I guess the Shakers would be still there, right? But there wouldn't be any, the big guy. The big guy wouldn't be there, so like, especially players suffering PTSD from the warden, you know, like, that'd be super scary, even in peaceful mode, probably.
There are no mobs to distract you. The horror of this world you're in takes full effect.
Especially with
this feeling seems to be the strongest in places typically filled with mobs.
Very scary.
We expect something from a deep cave. We expect monsters.
There should be
threats.
Something there, right?
And this is what we look out for because that's just how the game was designed.
Also because of evolution,
you get
like
this liminal feeling.
In an empty area, because of evolution, you have been taught again through evolution that in an empty area you should look out for like predators, for like enemies or anything like that. Because there's nothing there, you should be suspicious that someone might be hiding, you know, hundreds of thousands of years of fighting and blah, blah, blah. And I guess that goes quite well into video games like this one. But there's nothing there, so you should watch out.
Out of context, like something should be here that isn't. And the result is this unsettling feeling. The terrifying part is you still feel actually bat sounds that might also be scary. A sense that you should be careful.
The sounds maximum.
But now, it's not as easy to pinpoint why you feel this way. You can't blame this feeling on mobs like you can in regular Minecraft.
Except maybe
so your imagination
bats might be
takes
scary
over,
with like,
and you begin subconsciously theorizing what might be out there. If I'm not worried about zombies or skeletons, what exactly am I worried about?
Worried about
and this thought
not
can
knowing
lead
what's
to dark
there.
places.
Even though
I'm not lying to you when I say if you play enough peaceful mode, you begin seeing things that aren't there. On multiple occasions, I could have sworn I saw something move in the corner of my eye or heard a pair of footsteps deep underground that weren't mine.
How long have I been playing peaceful
then? It can be a psychological horror game. And it's always in places where monsters should be, but weren't.
Actually, a good point. Like, if you play easy, normal, hardcore, whatever, like, you expect monsters to be here and there, but like, because if you're playing peaceful after all that, they're not there, so like, you know, your receptors go crazy, like, what's happening? What's going on? Where are they? Are they hiding? Oh, very scary kind of stuff.
I was playing, I stumbled across a woodland mansion, an area generally considered to be late game.
I mean,
when I walked into this enormous manor,
I guess this would be abandoned now because there's no one in here.
In awe at just how much I missed in previous playthroughs.
Usually you would run through, there's mobs, you fight them, blah, blah, blah.
Was spent instead silently wondering why nobody was here. At least on a subconscious level. I haven't experienced
mansion on
and that's another thing Minecraft peaceful mode excels at. It's existential dread. If the hostiles that built this manor are no longer around, what made
also
them
the darkness, like the dark parts.
Why is it still so well kept?
Very scary.
Why is it still
the darkness
standing?
Is scary.
Who's
Minecraft.
Doing the upkeep? Am I really alone here? Is there something here with
like
me?
There weren't many cobwebs here. So who does the upkeep? Indeed.
And whatever led them to disappear without a trace might be right around the corner. I never truly realized how much I didn't appreciate the scale of this place. The roof was way higher than I remembered, and when night fell, the feeling of walking down these corridors was so weird. The glow of the red carpet and the never-ending hallways. Something was bound to jump at me. Something had to be coming for me. There was no way I was alone.
Surely.
After a while, you start to think, if nothing's coming for me up front, something must be just out of view.
Or
if I could point
behind.
to one thing I felt in that woodland mansion, it would be that I felt followed. Followed by what? One thing I felt in that woodland mansion.
What was that? What was that?
That I felt followed.
Like, I'm guessing that's the moon, right? Would that be the moon? Like, you know, like, just that, okay, you can kind of barely see, but like, just a little glimmer at the corner of your eye. Just that, like, especially with some ambient noise, can be very scary.
Followed.
In the right
followed
aspect.
By what? I had no clue. With no mobs to justify this terrible feeling I had, I created my own justifications. My own reasons to be scared. It's the same thing that happened in the caves or in the forest. Only now it was stronger than ever.
Also, the rain also adds a bit of scariness because of all the horror games.
The stillness of a mansion
usually have
abandoned
rain.
for who knows how long, that's clean and orderly on the inside. I left the woodland mansion feeling like I just exited sleep paralysis. The monolith became smaller behind me as I walked away, leaving it alone in the rain. But my feeling of being followed never left. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I genuinely felt kind of scared. And that's with all of my experiences and knowledge of the game.
I mean, I guess you're not experienced enough, man. You're just gonna speed run through it all. You gotta be real fast.
There can't possibly be any sort of entity I'm not aware of. But the fact I can't get the thought out of my head makes me think of all the possibilities.
What's
it
behind
also
the
doesn't
doors?
help that there are many nods to malicious entities
Actually, would the lights be there?
The music discs 11 and 13 are both unsettling in regular Minecraft, but in peaceful mode, they're even more strange.
At least play them!
Because they shouldn't even exist. Disc 11, when played on a jukebox, starts with heavy breathing and a person running on stone. After clicking a flint and steel, likely to light the way, the person takes out a book or map of some kind as evidenced by the paper rustling and continues running. It seems like the player is running away from something, the heavy breathing and the fast running being evidence of this. In regular Minecraft, this is already creepy.
Kind of scary, kind of creepy, but kind of understandable if it's like mobs behind, even the warden and whatever. But in peaceful, what the heck would you be running away if it's in peaceful?
But entirely explainable, likely just mobs. In Disc 13, you can even tell that they're mobs by a lot of the noises you hear in the background. But in Disc 11, there is no confirmation that whatever's chasing the person is a mob. In peaceful mode, there aren't supposed to be any mobs.
Yeah, like what the heck?
What could be
actually, are some people in peaceful mode?
Imagine playing
I don't
Minecraft
remember.
for the first time in peaceful mode and coming across this disc. There is no easy explanation. You begin to wonder, why would this thing stop at the player in the disc? What if whatever chased the person on the disc is still around? It's subtle hints like these that make peaceful mode even more dreadful.
Oh no, wait. Technically, you find a thing here. Find the thing here, and you build your own lore, your own storyline of what might have happened. But like, you don't actually know what would happen. So like, it's just scarier that way because you don't know. Like, there's some missing pieces and all that. Might even accidentally fantasize about a horror story.
Same thing for the other dimensions. If the overworld feels like a creepy front for some unknown horror lurking just out of view, then the Nether is this concept done in a much more horrifying way.
Especially all the versions where it's
has a lot
just
of the same
netherrack.
qualities as the overworld, only amplified. I felt like I truly
Because of the
never
darkness, because of
rested
the fog,
in the Nether on
especially.
regular difficulties. With
Wait, what?
the
Those
piglins,
guys
the
are there?
hoglins, and the fact I always had something to do. So the surroundings took a back seat, but in peaceful mode, it's different.
Yeah.
There is literally no point in going to the Nether in peaceful mode, besides maybe getting netherite. And even that's trivial considering—
I mean, soul speed, you know, like you can go to bastions, you can get soul speed, get soul soya, and run around faster or walk around faster. So like, it's not like there's no reason.
how generous peaceful is with health regen. So when you're in the Nether, you really are there to take it in. And when the perpetual threat of hostile mobs and all
Also the portal
objectives
effect.
vanish,
Oh, the portal
what
effect.
you're
I
left
really
with
don't like
is
the
an
portal
empty
effect.
wasteland.
Even now, they're
It's in a
like kind of
situation like
scary.
this where you notice the haunting ambience of the Nether. It's something mostly overlooked in regular Minecraft because most players are off killing mobs or trying to find materials.
I've always thought
They
this
don't really
Nether is
focus
scary.
on the Nether itself as a place. In peaceful mode, the Nether has nothing to offer but itself. So every haunting piece
like the
of background
blocks.
noise, the bubbling of lava, the seas of orange going on forever, felt that much more nightmarish. Whilst traveling through the Nether, I stumbled across a fortress. But unlike the woodland mansion, I never felt followed or threatened.
Oh,
Here,
it might be because the openness, like there's no walls and whatnot, it's just roads, tunnels and bridges and all that. Because the openness, you can actually see around better. It's less cramped. There's also another effect. The mansion, it was quite cramped. Well, it wasn't cramped. It was surrounded. Everything was surrounded. It's like, you know, like it felt more cramped. While in the Nether here, in the fortress, it might just feel
I
less
was
cramped.
supposed to face off against wither skeletons and blazes. Without them, it felt like a ghost remained in their place.
Also that.
The empty
Like
hallways,
a ghostly
and the
hallway
balconies
area.
overlooking seas of lava that dissipate into a thick fog, hiding who knows what.
Again, the fog.
Nether is a
Again, the fog,
terrifying and
adding the
lonely
scariness.
place, and it took
Fog
playing on
always
Minecraft's
scary.
easiest difficulty to see that. Imagine knowing nothing about the game and doing the same things I did. It's no wonder
what do you
urban
do?
legends like Herobrine were so popular among the community back then.
Back
Just
then,
like my
oh no,
experience
when
with
was it?
peaceful mode,
2011,
the horror of
2010,
Herobrine
2012,
came
around
from the
those
fact that he
times.
never actually did anything to you. Stories of players finding man-made tunnels in their single-player worlds that they did not build.
Probably because of
finding
glitchiness.
bizarre and almost impossible terrain.
Okay, so there's that, but also what about a cross? Water cross or a sand, dirt, whatever blocks kind of cross. That's also kind of scary. Or an upside down cross, also I mean, I guess perspective or whatever, but you know, all that kind of scary.
Seeing a strange figure just outside their view. And I think
also
that's
that
what
one's
made
added.
Minecraft creepypastas and horror stories back in the day so
Not the
engaging.
effect of the three
It was
dots
this
of
collective
four
sense
dots.
in the Minecraft community that there was something just out of reach. Something
Also with the old Nether, like the Netherrack literally just looks like blocks of blood and skin and whatnot. A human conjured into a block. squished into a block and stuff. That's kind of scary. So like the modern now kind of netherrack looks nice and nicer and better and whatnot. But yeah, the old stuff looks kind of creepy.
So terrifying that never made note of its existence explicitly, but the very fact its presence was in question was enough to make you mortified to touch the game. And the fact that even those who were unaware of Herobrine would also report this feeling of being watched proved it was a universal experience for most players of the game. It's why people genuinely used to believe Herobrine was real, not as a joke, but as a genuine phenomenon.
I mean, a lot of it was probably a joke.
I remember nights me and my friends would attempt to find Herobrine.
Was that? Yeah, I think that was Herobrine thing. Something similar was in Pocket Edition where you had to build a thing just so you could go to the nether or get a blocky area in nether, because the nether portal wasn't a thing back then because of limitations.
Usually getting too scared.
Yeah, I think this is
it's all
thing.
Because his legend played into the one thing Minecraft
actually the torch, the single torch there also kind of scary.
A thing you sense in the background.
Just
something you feel is so utterly terrifying.
Also, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Mountains and the terrain, especially generated in scary ways, is also a possibility.
Out of reach.
Truly.
The feeling that you're not alone. This is all fine in regular Minecraft single player, filled with mobs to distract you from the terrifying backdrop to this otherwise tranquil game. But in peaceful mode, there are no mobs.
The lava trip,
this backdrop of terror no longer becomes a backdrop. Instead, it's the main attraction, the thing you're forced to focus on because there is nothing to distract you from it. The reason I think this strange feeling isn't felt as much in regular Minecraft and mostly in peaceful mode has to do with our psychology, because our minds are naturally trained to be afraid of peaceful mode. Okay, maybe not just peaceful mode, but let me explain. We don't like being scared.
People are trained to be afraid of the unknown because you don't know what's out there. Very simple.
But in general, evolution has taught us that it's at least better to see the scary thing
what
to
I
know
was
the
saying.
best course of action. Fight or flight, how best to get away, what it looks like.
Okay, I know that that's like two wolves or dogs, whatever, wolf dogs. But like at first when I saw them, it looked like a single one with like 6 to 8 legs and 2 heads, like conjoined into a single living being. Would they that? Would that even be living?
About this before, but I think it applies
a
here
statue.
Too. The feeling of seeing something scary, a monster, a ghost, some sort of threat to your life is called horror. It's what you feel when you see a hungry grizzly bear coming straight for you.
That's scary. That's very
it's the
friendly.
Type of fear many horror games use.
I don't play horror games. I don't like
genre
horror.
is named after it. But the other type of fear, the type often overlooked in popular horror media, is terror. Terror is not the direct threat. It's the anticipation of the threat, the feeling that you're being watched, the knowledge that something is following you and could pop out at any moment.
That part in the horror,
experiences of terror often lead to experiences of horror. This is why we can sometimes find comfort in horror. A comfort in the fact that at least the terror is over.
Yeah.
At least the anticipation is done
here.
with. We can finally be
but
at
the terror
peace.
is never ending until it ends.
Peaceful mode doesn't let you feel
but you don't know
peace.
when it ends.
It's not knowing something is watching you. It's knowing logically something shouldn't be watching you, but being weirdly doubtful of this fact.
So something
I
might
mentioned
be
the
watching
distinction
you.
between terror and horror in my video on liminal spaces.
I've got to kind of
and
plug
wouldn't you know
videos.
it, one of the most widely talked about liminal games is Minecraft. I could say a lot of what I think about liminal spaces about peaceful mode.
I mean, that
and it
almost
would
looks
apply
like Minecraft
perfectly
with the
because peaceful mode is so good at creating this strange but creepy altered reality.
I mean, that also depends on the
feeling.
person. Like that also depends on the person's mentality.
Peaceful mode hijacks our brain in a way that makes it so we must fear the pure terror the entire thing is built on. And as long as we play, we can never stop feeling this fear. So why doesn't this terror...
what if you just put music and build? Problem solved. You can technically at least ignore it. You can ignore the terror and put something in front of it and like at least temporarily block it off. Although obviously that's only temporary until music playing.
Sure, some of it can be felt in regular Minecraft in the background, but it's not even close to how I feel in peaceful mode. I think it comes down to this. In regular Minecraft, it's really hard to be alone. To truly walk through the world with no distractions.
Oh, so you haven't mentioned much about pigs, cows, sheep, all that passive mobs.
Horror. Mostly in the form of mobs.
The whole idea is there's
like I said
none
earlier,
around.
In peaceful mode, I had no idea why I was checking my back in caves, and my imagination would go wild
there,
with
but
what
there should
could be the reason. In regular Minecraft, I checked my back to see if there were any creepers or skeletons.
Oh man.
In woodland mansions, I would never feel uncomfortable because of the dread of these hallways. I was on edge because I might be killed by a pillager while trying to get the loot I wanted.
Or a skelly boy.
Every unknown that your mind replaces with something terrifying is just a skeleton.
Just a single image, just scanning. Is there something there? There wasn't. There were just trees and...
Zombie, just a blaze. It's a constant distraction that stops you from finding a truly terrifying game.
He used the same clip.
But even when you are equipped with enough to deal with the common mobs and they no longer become an issue, regular Minecraft still isn't as scary because by now you've gotten so used to your surroundings. You've molded the world to your liking. You can literally fly.
Okay, that's global speed. Heck yeah, I think that's global speed, right? It's gonna be global speed with all
the isn't scary because mobs distract you from the dreadful atmosphere, and late game isn't scary even when the mobs are no longer an issue because you've become too familiar.
Okay, I think my shop, Joe's shop, was somewhere behind over there.
And it's this that stops regular Minecraft from being truly terrifying. I don't hate regular Minecraft. In fact, I'd play it over peaceful mode any day for pure enjoyment's sake.
Dang. Okay, I don't really do that. That's big. Although, like I said, it was
how
peaceful.
Dreadful and terrifying Minecraft can be.
What about the end dimension in peaceful? Also, you can't really get the eyes of Ender, but like if you go in creative mode and whatnot, there wouldn't really be an end dragon, would there? Probably not. Maybe. The end dimension, all the end cities, whatnot, but in peaceful. So there's no shulkers, none of that. That's even more. Would that be scary though? It's scary because there's nothing there. No Enderman. Oh boy, wait a minute. The end dimension without Enderman. I mean, like free loot, yay. But also kind of scary. What if you run out of blocks? I mean, okay, you can mine blocks, but like no ender pearls. You can't jump to islands.
Lifted by simply changing the difficulty setting.
It's just a single button.
That was almost intentional based on how well it works.
There should be a second torch there.
If peaceful mode was created as a way to make
is very scary
Minecraft more
because of
scary.
fog.
It seems too perfect. All of these things that would be scary but make sense in regular Minecraft.
Look under the bed or somewhere under
mobs.
Something. There should be
like
maybe a
discs
ladder.
11 and 13, or the well-kept interior of the woodland mansions.
Yeah, what is
Who
something
knows if
anyways?
these things were actually the intentions of the developers? But what I do know is that they make peaceful mode scarier than some actual horror games.
Very scary.
But of course, we've only talked about the modern version of Minecraft.
Yeah. I mean, not fully, a little bit of older as well. Like I mentioned.
I also want to look at the older versions of Minecraft.
I mean, you did mention at least, like,
they're even scarier.
For example,
than
you showed Herobrine.
Thousands of pages of forum posts discuss it. It's been the topic of several videos. It's the version of the game.
I mean, first thing I noticed about older versions being more scary reason because fog and the blocks being like lower resolution, less colored and whatnot. Lower quality, kinda less good looking. The colors contrast each other more. Like, you know, that kind of stuff. The colors just feel off, especially compared to normal modern Minecraft. And also the fog. Again, the fog. Really, the fog. The fog is a huge effect.
Are set in. The old beta and alpha versions of the game are a breeding ground for the creepy, the eerie, and the downright unsettling. The most widely talked about consideration for why this is the case is the atmosphere of the older version. The old atmosphere makes me feel so strange. The fog, much closer and thicker than in modern Minecraft. Old terrain generation, creating environments that would seem impossible by today's standards. In those caves,
I haven't noticed that
those winding, dark, narrow caves,
I guess.
always illuminated by torches that never seem to go far enough.
As long as you don't use full bright.
It's no secret that the alpha and beta versions of the game can be terrifying. And just
also,
like with regular
beta versions and older versions are just slower. Like everything's slower. You can't shift click and whatnot. And maybe that also adds to a bit of scariness simply because it's hard to prepare. Like it takes longer to prepare. So like I'm running out of time. Even if there's nothing there.
Minecraft playing on peaceful mode.
That could also be a little bit of an added effect.
It allows you to truly.
okay, that's kind of scary actually.
Allows you to truly take in what made the beta version so deeply
that's single sheep.
unsettling
I thought that
for
was
so
two
many
sheep.
people.
Oh, no, very scary.
This feeling I had of being watched was enhanced tenfold. The short render distance and thick fog many veteran players had to play with is the definition of terror. It constantly makes you question just what could be outside.
Okay, come on, what's up with that? Okay, that's like kind of scary. It's like, you see a little bit, you only see a little bit, like, but you don't understand what that is. I mean, okay, that's a flower, but what is that? That is a flower, because you can barely tell. You can just about barely tell. And the redness around, like the yellowish, brownish, greenish, bluish, grayish, the red which pops out. You know, some colors just pop out, and that's like also an added scary effect. Like, surprise.
See. It also helped that
also,
I just
color
don't
theory.
know
There's also
Minecraft
color
as
theory,
well as
like
the
red being
version.
scary.
It felt more like
surprise.
a completely new experience rather than the same game viewed from a different
also,
lens.
speaking of color theory, this is like a grayish blue. Like blue has a calming effect, kind of. But this does not have a calming effect. This is like a scary bluish, grayish, a scary tone, basically.
Everything culminated to make an experience that was much scarier than modern Minecraft's peaceful mode. It also doesn't help that several ARGs, or altered reality games, both old and new, depict alpha and beta versions of the game, likely because it was just generally scarier. The best Minecraft ARGs, in my opinion at least, are the simple ones. The types that tap into why this earlier version was so scary.
Because you didn't know anything. In the early versions, in the earlier Minecraft horror days, because you did not know much, you didn't know what was possible. So like, for example, a player showing up in a single player world, you did not know if that was actually possible or not. So like, you know, like, it's scary.
Semi-ARG.
What if something's broken and whatnot?
The best Minecraft ARG by far is one that only has one episode. It's one that is 14 minutes long, was made 14 years ago, and is still the single scariest piece of Minecraft media I have ever seen.
Scariest, but like...
And it scares me to my very core.
I mean, the darkness is already quite...
This ARG is terrifying. Actually, ARG is a bit of a misnomer. Because this video is actually 100% real.
Wow.
It's a video with a 9-word title. 9 words that give me chills. It's called Very Strange House in Minecraft I Did Not Build. There are no entities or any actual scary
What's
elements.
the ladders about? Like, why are they
simply a story of a player that stumbled across a base they did not build and exploring it. It's stories like this and Herobrine's that I feel really capture what many.
Also, I remember with Minecraft updates, basically every update there was a plus removed Herobrine. That like when I didn't know what Herobrine was, that was kind of like weird. Kind of like, why is removed Herobrine every time? And when I started learning about him, that was a bit scary. But now it's like kind of funny. It went from not knowing to like kind of scary to kind of funny.
I would always feel like I was about to come across.
I guess it became funny because I knew more about him.
There's no way this world isn't haunted. There's no way this was normal. There's no way I'm alone. And both the Strange House and Herobrine address that underlying fear of beta Minecraft.
Scary
even without peaceful mode. But with peaceful mode, it's that much more apparent. The creator of the original video actually found a house he did not build.
Oh boy.
It wasn't fake. It was actually part of an old chunk glitch, where very rarely chunks from other worlds would be present
how rare were
in new
those?
worlds.
Like, especially earlier versions. It's like the thing with Minecraft, early Minecraft versions were not really coded that well because it was by like a few developers. At the start, obviously Notch, and then maybe a few other people at the start, but it wasn't really developed very well. The development wasn't the best. That's why technically Minecraft Bedrock, which is programmed in C++, is better optimized because they were able to program it from the start up, while with Java they just add and like, you know, to reprogram the whole thing, that would take a lot of time. And no reason to do that because there's already mods that help.
And stumbling across something like that. And in the old version, it really didn't even need to be a full structure. Any weird terrain generation, like unnatural looking 1x1 holes, contributed to this feeling of intentionality. Like something is letting you know it's watching. During the nights in beta, instead of being scared of the mobs, I was genuinely unsettled by the atmosphere.
Also, the chicken can also be scary because, you know, it's all darkness, but there's also a little bit of white. What's that white? What is that white? Why is there a little bit of white there? Oh, it's chicken, but like, you know, popping out of nowhere, and you notice it at the corner of your eye. Actually, yeah, a lot of things can be scary because they're at the corner of your eye. You don't fully notice. You see, like, there's something there. I think my hand is like here, maybe, but like I don't actually see it until like turn around.
Point where I weirdly didn't feel safe until my house was fully constructed and had windows.
I mean, you don't need this kind of. You can also just have this kind of.
Was similarly distressing, both because there were no mobs and because I was playing on a 13-year-old version of the game.
Grab on the chest. No.
Playing the forgotten version alone on peaceful mode is one of those experiences that's hard to communicate with words.
And very scary.
Instead, screenshots like this really do it justice.
Okay, come on. Come on, the sheep. What's the sheep doing there? Saplings. The lighting of the saplings really seem off because they're like way too bright compared to what they should be.
If you're like me, you've probably stumbled across several of these old liminal Minecraft screenshots, able to pull off nostalgia and eeriness perfectly.
Okay, that's a little bit of effect there. There's obviously lighting and effects.
Making these took some time, making the perfect nostalgic house, editing the photos just right, finding uncanny looking terrain. But while playing beta on peaceful, during the day, and especially at night during the rain, I realized these liminal spaces are
that's
everywhere.
Because of lighting.
You can't escape them. It's not some editing trick. There's no heavy altering involved.
The image is
this is just what old Minecraft looked like. And it's probably why so many people found the game so scary.
Because of darkness and fog and
built on what we know Minecraft as today. You don't have to do much editing to make Minecraft look like a horror game.
It's special dimensions because
to a certain
again,
extent,
darkness.
It is. The underlying thing that makes Minecraft
so dark
so scary
when there's
is the
something
feeling.
there.
Whether you want to call it a feeling of being watched
It's so
or
dark.
being followed, it doesn't matter. It seems, in a game as personal as Minecraft, where everyone's experience is different, the one underlying factor that connects everyone is
there
this
something
feeling.
there?
And it's why people still find this tranquil game scary
That's a
to
torch.
this
There should
day.
be a torch here
It's
to
why
be
Minecraft's
spectacle.
horror is so widely recognized. It's why there are so many mods that seek to make the game even more unsettling.
Also, because the horror genre is just popular. Like, the horror genre is one of the most popular genres, you know, like FNAF and whatnot. So obviously you gotta put that in Minecraft and whatnot.
It's why peaceful mode is so terrifying.
Because
The things around you follow you.
It all
They watch you.
compels into
You can't
the
prove
fear
they're there,
of the
but in a
unknown,
strange way
mostly.
you just know. This is the feeling of peaceful mode. The feeling of seeing something in the corner of your eye. The
It is
terror you
there.
feel inside the hallways of
What
a
is
pristine
there?
mansion in a world without
But like,
people.
every
paranoia
image is
you
gonna
feel
analyze
checking
just in
your
case there's
surroundings in a
something
dark
there.
cave,
Is
knowing
there
it should
something
be
there?
impossible
The
for something to
analysis
be
makes you
there.
overthink. That's also
Should
part
be.
of scariness.
The culmination is an overlooked difficulty
Or the
setting.
rain.
The easiest difficulty setting. And whether this strange terror of Minecraft
Easiest.
peaceful mode was actually intentional
Some
or
parts
not,
are actually harder
may
because
never be
there's no
answered.
mobs.
All I can
It's
answer
hard
for
to
you
farm.
now is why. Why Minecraft feels scary. Why the older versions are terrifying.
dead?
Why it feels like you're being watched.
What's
And
over
why
there?
the supposedly
What's in dead?
most peaceful
What's over
way
there?
to play Minecraft is actually the scariest.
Again, because the fear of the unknown, for the most part. 70k subs. Cresendex is getting close to 75k. I should really write essays as well, I guess. I don't know. Surprisingly close to 100k. And have that silver plaque, although the smaller version, muhaha, because you're a bit too slow for that. Something that he didn't mention, I'll say passive mobs, you know, like sheep, cows, chicken. Sheep, cows, chicken. Sheep, cows, chicken. Pigs. Although they can also be scary, especially at night. You know, like there's nothing, and then behind a tree, a single chicken cuckoo. Very scary because, you know, like you did not expect. Scariness could also come from the unexpected and the unknown and all that. But yeah, lazy. Okay, fine. This reaction was a bit less lazy because I tried to analyze as much as I could, because this is Minecraft and I like Minecraft and all that, and I have a lot about knowledge of Minecraft, except I've been playing Minecraft for like 12, 13 years, 14. How long have I been playing Minecraft for? Getting close to 15, maybe. Lazy reaction. I am Joe. Subscribe. Also subscribe to cresendex for more crazy essay type content. Okay, but yeah, also comment what else I should react to, and I'll see you later. Let's see how many views I can milk from this video.